for the grind in the 9 to 5. Let's go to work for the 6 to 10 night class. Let's put in work, getting into the gym to win. Let's go to work for the grind in the 9 to 5. Let's put in work for the grind in the 9 to 5. Let's go to work for the 6 to 10 night class. Let's put in work, getting into the gym to win. Let's go to work for the grind in the 9 to 5. Let's go to work. 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 Go to work.
What's going on, people? This is Evan LG Francis, aka Mr. Go to Work, and today is crazy, man. You know what it is. We always bring you the hottest guests, some of the dopest guests from out the Bay, and this one ain't no exception, man. The legendary one, man. The dude that repping the Bay. You've been doing it in the music scene for a minute. Fillmoe Mike, man. Thank you first and foremost for even coming through, bro.
It's all love.
You didn't even have to come through,
nah,
but you did. So
top.
I appreciate that. So for the people out there that don't know you, introduce yourself. Tell them who you are.
Off top, man. I'm Fillmoe Mike. Yeah. Man, I've been in radio in the fake public eye or whatever you want to, public ear radio for about 15 years now. Since I was about 19, I'm 33, so about 14 years. Okay. Right now I'm working, I started at KBLX. Right now I'm working at KBLX and Q102. Okay. So, you know.
Doing it.
Yep.
You've been a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah, trying. You know, it's a good look.
And you've been doing it for years now, like you said, right? Yeah. So tell me and the people a little bit about how you got started. What made you want to start doing it?
What really made me want to start is crazy. I was playing basketball and my coach was like, you know what, you're good, Mike. You know, you listen, but I was like, man, you think I could play like D3 ball or D2 ball? Right. He was like, man, I don't think you could play that. So it kind of hurt me. And it taught me a thing or two, because basically, if I really loved basketball, I would have pursued basketball. Right. You know what I mean? But instead, I went into the music business. Right. And I basically was just online one day on cameo.com, literally sent them an email like, man, I want to be on the street team. You know, I feel like I have a lot to offer. Send them an email. They hit me back like a week later, left a message, called me, like, come in for an interview. I came in for an interview. And like, radio blew my mind. I love radio. So I've been in radio damn near ever since. I've had little blips in the road where I was out of radio for maybe a year and a half. But for the most part, since I was 18, 19, I've been in radio. Okay. Yep.
Man, so like with the sports, all that stuff and the music, what's the difference? Because I know, like me personally, I used to do a little music, right? But then I fell into fitness, and I love doing music. Right. But then I do this. This is what I do. Right. I love what I do. Right. So like, tell me, like, cause I would know, but let the people know, what's the difference between doing something and loving what you do? You know what I mean?
Man, I mean, you definitely kind of like, you want to come to like a balance. Yeah. Because as you get older, and this is like real life shit. Like, as you get older, you don't have as much time to waste. Right. So like when you're 18, 19, that's why they say go to school. You feel me? Get it out the way, because it's out the way. As you get older, it's harder. You start dealing with real life. So it's harder to just do what you really love to do. Yeah. So like, if you can, any way you can, kind of like merge what you love to do and what you want to do and make money at the same time, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. But don't go into it thinking or wanting money. Go into it just loving what the fuck you do. Right. Because when you love whatever the hell you do, you're going to be happy. Right. And that's ultimately what's it about with me. Like, I love radio, so like that's why I stick with radio. Like, I was doing radio for free. Yeah. You feel me, as an intern. Right. So like, I was like, man, I can't keep doing this for free. You know what I mean? Because I'm giving like 30 hours a week to KBLX and a street team, and I'm like 19 years old. Even though my rent was hardly nothing at that time, I was thinking like, man, when I transition, I want to be making money. So like, eventually I started making a little. I'm not saying I was making hella money. I'm just saying that I went from an intern to being a van driver, and that was netting me like $1,200 every 2 weeks. But when my rent only like $200-300 a month. Yeah. You know, when I'm paying a room for rent, that's cool money. Yep. So what I say is, try to like find what you really love to do, and then just go hard for it. Yeah. Because eventually somebody's going to see that and want to pay you to do whatever the fuck you doing.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
So
that's very true. Next question, man. So you've been a native of the Bay, man.
Yeah.
So have I. So we both kind of know like
tough.
what the scene is like, how it is.
yes, sir.
You know, all of that. So to you, what's the difference now in the scene, in the Bay music scene now compared to where it was like maybe even 10, 15 years ago?
That's a great question.
Like how do you see it?
I think the biggest difference is that people see, okay, it's a lot more rappers.
Yeah, very true.
So it's like a lot of people feel like they can rap. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's a relationship between the rappers not being as good and people seeing like, oh, like, you know, like most people know I can't play in the NFL.
Right.
I can't play in the NBA.
Right.
I can't hit a 90-mile-per-hour fastball. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
So they don't even try to do that shit. But for rap, they feel like, man, like he's doing that, I could do that.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of people springing up. That's one big difference. But you could say that for like 10 years from 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
like in 95, you feel me, it was probably a lot less rappers than it was in 2005,
Yep,
than it was in
true.
you feel me? So another thing I see, I mean, hyphy was kind of like, okay, so like when I was coming up, like hyphy, like maybe 2-3 years after I got on the radio, hyphy was big.
Right.
Or it got big.
Got real big.
And
yeah.
like, and I think what it kind of like enhanced me or helped me was I was 19, 20, 21. And I was like a part of the hyphy movement.
Right.
like,
right.
you know, like literally like I'm in radio,
Yep.
working with all these, you feel me, whoever, everybody coming up to the station, trying to talk to Von, trying to talk to Chewy,
Yeah.
to Team, Locksmith and them from the front line. You had Quinn, everybody trying to get to the radio.
Yeah.
So I'm quote unquote Fillmoe Mike. So like I'm looked at like almost like the hood element of the radio.
Right.
You feel me?
Gotcha.
At that, and I was young at the time, and really I kind of knew like what I represented, but I kind of really didn't. Yeah, I was just trying to be me.
Right.
And honestly, like the hyphy shit, I'm from Frisco.
Right.
So it's like our hyphy ain't the same as Oakland hyphy.
Nope.
You know what I mean? It's two different type of Oakland hyphy ain't the same as Richmond hyphy or Vallejo hyphy. It's all different. So like during that time, I'm trying to represent myself, my culture, my hood, my city. And at the same time, I understand like, okay, like I have a mini platform. Every time I crack the mic, if I'm doing a call in from wherever I'm at, or if I'm talking to Von on the radio, like I have to represent not only myself, but like I was conscious of, I was representing like the whole woo-wop, the young generation,
Gotcha.
the hyphy movement, people from Frisco, Fillmoe, wherever. So it's like, I mean, I would just, it's crazy the difference. I mean, the biggest difference is like, people know they can make money off music. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, I think maybe with the hyphy, they seen it.
Yeah.
Like people literally seen the money. Like I want it, but they didn't know how to get to it.
Right.
Now people are like starting to learn how to like get to the money and like really capitalize. If hyphy did happen again, people would be able to more so capitalize off of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I remember that too, because that was a time, that was probably like one of the most prominent times in like the whole Bay Area music scene history.
Real talk.
And like, because I know a few people who were involved in it, you know, the A's and a couple
right,
people
oh
like
yeah,
that.
the
So I
A's,
know
all
people-
them, yeah.
I got a
the
few
pack,
friends
all
out
them.
there, you
yeah,
know what I mean?
Definitely.
But my biggest thing is too, is the way that music is consumed nowadays, right?
Oh, okay.
It's a lot like,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's, to me, it could be more personal with people cutting out the middleman sometimes.
Right.
Because you can just have your people go online,
Yeah.
download your stuff, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like you said, it's so many rappers that you can't really
Funnel them out. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how do you, as Fillmoe Mike, when you're looking for an artist to break or something like that, or a record, what do you listen for? What makes a
I
rap
listen
star
for
to you?
like a rap star to me is somebody that's like authentic,
Yeah.
that's themselves.
Yeah.
You gotta be yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're not yourself, who are you?
Right.
You feel me? It's just basic common sense. So like I look for rappers that are just fully them.
Yeah.
And they have a sound. Like if you have a sound, like that's so key. Cause a lot of times a motherfucker could like not have a sound. Like he's a good rapper, he's a great rapper, but they don't have like a signature sound. Like when I listen to you, like I could tell that that's a Messy Marv song.
Right.
I could tell that that's a E40 song because they have a sound, you know what I mean? Especially Mess.
Yeah.
He has a sound that you kind of can hear, like, oh, that probably, okay.
That's
Mozzie, he has a sound.
Yeah,
so like, I think that's the most important thing for a person that's being them, representing them to the fullest, because people already seen New York.
Yeah.
People already seen Atlanta. People quote unquote seen the Bay, but they really ain't seen the Bay.
No.
Like they could go in like Richmond is like I go back. The Bay is like New York. I didn't say that, but the Bay is like New York because you got like all these cities, they're like boroughs.
Yes.
Oakland is so different than Frisco.
Yep.
Like for the longest time, we didn't really know about Mac Dre in Frisco. Because, I mean, we knew about him, don't get me wrong, but we wasn't hip to the music because it's a bridge that's separating that shit, and for whatever reason, people don't go over there a lot, and it don't intermingle unless you got cousins or family or something like that. So that's how Mac Dre started to infiltrate Frisco. Right. But Frisco was probably the last cities or hoods that Mac Dre got his music really into, where they was really fucking with him. Like when I first heard Thistle Dance, I remember this vividly.
Yeah.
My cousin was like, man, I want to hear the Thistle Dance. I thought that shit was trash.
Yeah.
I kid you not. I'm like, the Thistle Dance, this shit is trash.
Right.
It didn't sound like good music to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it was a feeling.
Yeah.
It was like a vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people say nowadays, like it's a vibe. Like Mac Dre really had like a vibe. So like, I forgot what I was talking about, but
the big, and you know what though? Because I'm gonna bring it right back in.
Yeah, please.
Because we were talking about the differences with the scene now and then, right?
Right.
What I'm thinking about, because what you just said is perfect. Back in the day, right? Back in those times, and still now to this moment, if you're in Frisco, you're more so exposed to those Frisco artists, right? If you're in Richmond, because I'm from Richmond, if you're more exposed to that.
Real talk.
So how do you, as an artist coming from one place, right, out of the city, open the ears to everyone else that are in these other, like
you have to be you.
Yeah.
You gotta be you, because like at the end of the day, that's what I didn't harp on.
Yeah.
It's like when you're yourself,
Yeah.
like nobody knows who you really are. You know what I'm saying? You have to be you.
Yeah,
like if you're trying to copy someone else, it's two of y'all now.
Yep.
But like you're gonna stand out more if you're truly yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like give you an example. The D-Lo record. Another record, when I first heard it, D-Lo, we don't give a fuck about the production was kind of, it was slapping, but it was like, the mix was horrible. The shit bad. Sounded like it was recorded in a 10, but people didn't care because it was the words, what he was saying, and the emotion and the feeling in it. It's like, we don't give a fuck about NoHo. You know what I mean? Exactly, bitch.
I remember that.
Exactly. So it's like, it's a feeling. You have to. D-Lo was truly him. He wasn't trying to be Too Short. He wasn't trying to be Keek. He was him. So like that's the most important thing I think in being whoever is just being you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I learned that a long time ago. Be you, because if I'm trying to be Big Von, niggas gonna be looking at me like, oh, that's Big Von wannabe or whatever like that. But if me being me, allow me 15 years later to be like, oh, that's Fillmoe Mike. Right. He's kind of like quirky or different, or he's him. Right. You know what I'm saying? So be you.
That's be you. That's a really good one. So for the people out there who try to break in, how do you like give advice to the youngsters, man? What do you say to the youngsters who are trying to get into the game, especially nowadays, right? Like it's hard to break into the game. Yeah. So how do you give them advice, and what do you say to them to be like, okay, well, this is what you need to do? Or like, what's your advice to somebody trying to get in? I
mean, I get asked that a lot. I mean, And it really goes back to kind of like, I hate to harp on this again, but you have to be original. You can't be trying to like sound like anybody. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know how many people want to hear your story.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
feel me? Like, you never know. So like, that's an important key element. Also, I think persistence. You want to kind of like think outside the box. You kind of want to like, you definitely want to like work your singles and work your records, but like you want to get like your own. You have to cultivate your own fan base.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like until you like, it don't matter if you got like 20 fans. You gotta cater to. I'm not saying bend for your fans, but if you know this area of people is rocking with you, you may want to do a little bit more shows in that area.
Gotcha.
You feel me? So that they really fuck with you. Because the hardest part and the most important part of being a rapper is, to me, is word of mouth.
Right.
Word of mouth game and rap is crazy.
Yeah.
You feel me? You let me hear a record, right? And I'm feeling a record goes a lot more further than whoever else saying, because I fuck with you. You feel me? So if you be like, bro, this new Jeezy is really, whoever, this new AK Frank is really hot, bro. Right. It goes like when someone else champions your music, that's huge. Right. So as a rapper or artist, you want other people to champion your music, like other like little disciples and reverends saying, oh my God, he's the greatest. He is the greatest. I need more. We need more of this. How come you not listening to this? Right. You know what I mean? Right. Like in rap, it's all about being cool and new. That's why like in rap music, you see sales going like this. Yeah. In rock, it kind of stays consistent. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, hey man, we just vibe and want to hear good music. But in rap, it's the new shit. Yeah. That's why first week sales are so important in rap, because usually you do 500,000 first week, you're going to do 250,000 or less next week. In rock and roll, Eminem, he's a rapper, but he's consistent. He's going to be 80,000 every week. You feel me? Yeah. So like, you really want to get your fan base cracking. You want them to champion your music, right, and to really like champion you. Right. So that's probably like the most important thing. Like until you find like a fan base, discover your fan base. Right. That's big. A good way to put it. Discover your fan base. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not only have them champion you, but like once you find out like you popping in Chico, fool, you need to be in Chico.
Yeah. Straight up. You need to. Yeah. So, and as a tastemaker, that's another good question. Mm-hmm. In a long time one too. We've both been around, you know, we probably done seen a whole bunch of stuff. So. Yes, sir. As a tastemaker in the game, it's a lot of people that say that due to like the people's lyrical content that be going on in, you know, in the music sometimes, that influences what goes down in the street and all that. Whereas we say, right, a lot of the time, man, that's just reporting on what's already been going there, right? So do you feel like, especially nowadays, because a lot of stuff that they promote now is like, you know, like lean, all that type of stuff. It's little things that's a commonality. So do you feel like nowadays, especially with the way that the music is consumed, because you can go on YouTube and pop it up, do you think that the artist is responsible for the message they send? No. Or do you feel like it's just it's freedom of speech?
I think like, it's freedom of speech, and then also you got to realize like the outlets that people listen to the music. You got people, like I work in radio, but you got people picking over that music. Gotcha. Now I feel like the problem is when I was coming up in radio, even you had that bullshit rap or whatever you want to call it, like that party rap, whatever. Like you not really thinking like I just want to have fun and hear the beat type shit, right? But then they would play like Miss Fat Booty, or they would play some Talib just to get by, like to kind of like. Not saying even it out, because it really wasn't evening out, but they would at least play it for you. Nowadays, you don't hear no conscious rap. Yeah. Like you can't tell me like, okay, who's Kendrick Lamar and maybe J. Cole, the two most conscious rappers, you know what I'm saying? But back when I was coming up, you had a lot more conscious rappers. Even the popular rappers was spitting conscious shit. Yeah. It wasn't just like Pac was the most popular rapper, but he was really spitting some real facts. Right. So it's basically, to me, it more goes back to like what they're letting people see.
Gotcha.
You feel me? It's not more so like the rappers ain't talking about the real shit.
Right.
It's what they're allowing. What rappers are they pushing to the forefront?
Yeah, it's about who it is, not about
you know what I mean?
What they say. Yeah,
exactly.
About
so,
who you kind of choose to support.
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
exactly. So like when I was coming up, it was easier for me to get into like. I'm a hip hop head.
Yeah.
So like. I didn't even like Bay music coming up. My cousin got me into Bay music. I'm like, man, this shit sounds trash.
Right.
Like, I like these motherfuckers.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
But he got me into Bay music. Like, bro, listen to what they saying, and you gonna feel it because this is where you're from.
Yep.
you like the Niners, you like the Warriors, you like the Giants.
Yep.
This where you from.
Yep.
Hear what they saying. He just shouted out old boy from the block selling hella whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, I think it go back to like it's like what they allow people to hear and see. Because like it's a lot of good music out. Like I was listening to that new G-Eazy.
Very good.
It ain't safe, it ain't safe, it ain't safe. But if you listen to Cardi B verse, she say something like, get the money and fuck them.
Yeah.
It's like,
and
get the money, motherfucker.
And
like,
and it's the whole interpretation.
it's the whole interpretation.
Yeah.
She basically saying she's a prostitute.
Yep. That's what I'm saying.
You
And
feel
it's
me?
like that kind of projects on a lot. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah, I mean, after a while, you hear it all the time.
Yeah.
And it becomes like you.
Yeah.
It
That's
becomes
what I'm
you.
saying. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and if you're not gamed up, and if you're not like, if you don't have your own knowledge of self or who you are,
Yeah.
you gonna be like, get the money. I think she said, get the money, then I fuck them or some shit like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it's
See?
like little girls is hearing that.
That's what I'm saying. But then like
And they gonna be 5, 6 years old saying that shit. You know what I'm saying?
And so that's what I'm saying though. But at the end of the day, I see what you're saying though,
Yeah.
because it's like it's what they saying, right? That's what they saying. But then at the same time, it's the people's choice to put them to the forefront. It's
Yeah.
like electing the president.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
It's like who you choose.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
It's who
saying?
I mean, people like it's no coincidence why certain rappers are not heard more than other rappers.
Gotcha.
I'm not, you feel me? Like I work in radio, I understand like little kids are calling, I want to hear this song 20 times a day.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that we have to play that song out
all the time.
all the time
Yeah.
or whatever it is. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
I feel you. So it goes both ways.
it goes both ways.
Gotcha.
Like it's up to the consumer and the listener
Yep.
to decipher, okay, this is some real shit and this
Yeah.
is some bullshit.
I want
But then
this
it's
flag.
also up to the person giving out the information or whatever, giving out the music to like not just play all bullshit.
Yeah.
You can't just play all bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's gotta be a balance.
Gotta
like
be
you
a
said.
balance or try to be a balance.
Try it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man. So a couple more questions, and this one's a good one. I think you're going.
No, all these questions been solid, bro.
I appreciate it.
them.
What is Fillmoe Mike's? If you got a Bay Area top 5 all time
Oh shit.
songs,
Songs.
top 5. What you got? What's Fillmoe Mike's top 5 Bay Area
Songs
songs?
in no
man?
order.
In no order. In no order.
Pac, I Get Around.
Yeah. Yep. That's like prerequisite.
What's that one by 40?
So many. Yeah, there's so many.
It's either One Love.
One Love. Okay.
One Love by 40.
Okay. That's 2.
Don't Give Me No Bammer Weed.
3. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Don't Give Me No Bammer Weed.
That's a good one. You got 2 more.
Damn.
There's so many, I know.
There's so many, bro.
Because I know for sure you could probably pick 5 just from out in the Frisco area. Bro.
That's what I'm
There's
saying.
so many
I'm
out
trying
there.
to show love to hella people.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so I like, okay, let me think of it. Oakland, somebody from Oakland. Blow the Whistle.
Boom. That's 4.
That's classic.
Got you.
It kind of like, and then it Blow the Whistle so hard because like you knew it was tight.
Yeah.
Like you knew it was hard and
Yeah,
tight,
yeah.
but you kind of didn't really think that it would like still be this, like you would think like Tell Me When to Go would have longer legs than Blow the Whistle,
Yep.
but Blow the Whistle is obviously a better song, a bigger song. It's just tight.
Yeah.
It's tight. Tell Me When to Go is tight too, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's Blow the Whistle is like when you think of the Bay, I didn't think of Blow the Whistle.
And you
I
know
go
what?
on
That's
and
no
on.
lie.
Yeah,
That's no
real
lie. That's no lie. That's real
Because it
talk.
kind of combined the hyphy shit. It got some mob elements.
Yep. And then Short rode that perfect too.
Exactly.
He rode that
exactly.
perfect.
And then
Last one.
I'm gonna do 2.
Okay, give me 2.
I'm gonna do Quinn Shock the Party.
Okay, I got that. I'll take that one.
And then I'm gonna do Keep the Sneak.
You gotta put them in there somewhere, somehow.
Keep the Sneak, man. It ain't white tees, blue jeans, and Nike.
That was a good one.
It's you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Man, that song is hard, man. So those are my 6 songs.
You damn near can't even have a 5, but I had to try you. I had to try you, bro. I had to try you.
For sure.
Where can the people find you? What are you up to? What do you want to, let the people and season them and tell them where the hell to get your stuff? So, what you doing? A
couple things. So you get me on I'll be on Facebook. Okay. I don't do the Twitter.
Okay.
I really don't.
I don't even do
I had
either.
Twitter, but it's like I just don't do the Twitter. I don't do the Snapchat. You feel me? But I do the Insta. I do the Facebook.
You do the same manage artists.
Yeah, man, we OGs, man. So like I'm still in radio. Okay. I manage artists. I manage an artist by the name of AK Frank. That's my artist. I co-manage.
That's your people?
Yeah, that's my people.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta bring them by, man.
Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. I do that. I'm still in radio.
Okay.
I'm trying to expand my career as far as like getting like maybe like something either on the weekends, on a regular, or like during the week even. I host parties. I'll be on the mic. I'm not the type of nigga to like host a party, but I'm the nigga on the mic talking all the shit, telling you about your, what you trying to do that night. If you trying to get drunk, you feel me? I do that type of shit, but I'm just trying to keep it lit. I'm just trying to let people know what San Francisco and what Bay Area culture is really about. Right. Sometimes I feel like it's misrepresented. Sometimes I feel like it's diluted.
Yep.
And even though we are at a place where like a lot of people are like leaving, like a lot of the urban aspect of the Bay Area is leaving, it's still people here putting in work. So that's all I'm about, bro.
That's a big one because I was about to close it, but we gotta talk about that real quick.
What's that?
Is the outflux of folks
man,
outward of the Bay? You know what I mean? And is this a gentrification thing or like because they're jacking these prices?
No, I mean at some point like it's going to have to explode.
Yeah.
Like you can't just keep saying, okay, I'm just going to keep raising the rent because people are going to be like, hold on, blood. Like I don't care fuck how much money I'm making. Like I'm not finna pay that much rent.
Yeah.
But it's gentrification. It's motherfuckers like leaving like rich areas and they're being ignorant and thinking like, oh man, I'm finna go to Antioch or Stockton and give me a big old home. And even though Frisco is tight for space and you can't get more, it's not worth more.
Right.
You feel me? So for the for the time being, hold your home, hold your equity. You know what I'm saying? And then when it gets to that point where it's like, damn, like, man, I bought this for this much and I'm getting this much. Then you move and then you settle.
Yeah.
But don't take a $700,000 home, $1 million home and get $400,000 and then move to Antioch or Stockton or Tracy and thinking you living.
Yeah.
Nah, they want you to do that. They want you to leave. Yeah. So other people can come up, pick up all this good property, get real estate, you feel me, and do what they want to do with it. So it's like, it's expensive out here. Like if you ain't getting money, like Jose will tell you, like we make good money.
Right.
And even then it's like, fuck. You know what I mean?
Then,
I want more money. Like I would need another RGU.
So much of it is getting out of your wallet just for rent, right?
Just for rent.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm blessed, man. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm blessed because I stay somewhere in my family own a property.
Okay.
So I still pay rent.
Right.
Like I pay $900 in rent, but it's below my market value.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I'm blessed for real.
Yeah, man.
I don't have much to complain about. Yeah, man. But it's a lot of factors why people moving out the Bay, man. It's like, sometimes I feel like it's not enough black people. Like even in San Francisco, when I was born, San Francisco was 25% black. Imagine walking in Frisco, every 4 black people you see, or every 4 people you see is 1 black person. You feel me? That like You feel me? Like, so like it's only like 5% black now. Damn, so it's like, like that's a huge drop off. You know what I mean? So like when that happens, I'm not saying like I just want everybody black. Like I'm not a racist guy. Right. But my point is, when you have a community, right, of people, the reason why San Francisco ain't got a lot of rappers out there, because we don't have enough black people to support it. Get what I'm saying? In Oakland, you got this many black people, so they gonna champion, man, he the tightest. Yeah. He's the nigga, he from Oakland. Right. In San Francisco, when you only got 50,000 black people, 15,000 of them, 50,000 are youth, like that voice don't go far. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like with San Quinn, the reason San Quinn was able to bubble in the mid 90s because that was like the last time you had like 200,000, 20% black people in San Francisco, where we could really champion something, and and when we move around, it carries weight. Right. You know what I mean? Mexicans and Latinos, they move around mean because they carry weight. Yeah. Like we working hard, we got a lot of people, it's a lot of us. What are you gonna do? You can't just play us like that. You know what I mean?
And they know what they want to see.
They know what they want. Exactly. So it's like in the Bay Area, it's not like it's starting to dwindle, even within the Bay. Yeah. It's starting to dwindle because you got Oakland, you had San Francisco, you had all these other parts, but people are moving out. They're going to SAC. Yeah. They're going back down south. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In the 40s and 50s, people were coming out here from the south, and now they're going back to the south. Yep. So it's like, it's crazy. It's what it is. Crazy world, bro. Man. Hell yeah.
But what do you feel like there's opportunity for a renewal in our communities, man, or do we?
I do. Yeah. I'm a very optimistic person, so it's like I feel like it can be done, but it starts with yourself. Yeah. It starts with knowledge yourself, know who the fuck you is. Yep. You got to know who you are. Yeah. If you don't know who you are, try to discover who you are. If you didn't have a daddy, try to find a mentor or somebody that's older than you that can give you some game and let you know, like, bro, you don't have to do this. Yeah. Another reason I got in the radio is because I seen like everybody was wanting to be a rapper. Everybody wanted to be like, you feel me? Once I seen like I wasn't growing no more, I'm like, fuck it, man. Let me just do something that I really love and really wanted to do, and that was music. Mm-hmm. So like, once you find out what you really want to do, you feel me? Don't settle. Like a lot of niggas settle. Like I'm blessed I had a daddy that told me like, bro, like you don't have to sell dope. Like a lot of niggas sell dope because they think it's cool, it's quick money, but you don't have to do that. Like there's so many other things you can do to make a fucking living. Yep. So
we just gotta open ourselves up to that. Yeah, right?
But not even that. It's just like a lot of times we're not exposed to shit.
There you go.
White kids be exposed to rock, R&B, rap, all type of whatever the fuck music. Black kids only exposed to R&B and rap.
And that's it. And it kind of clouds their worldview, right?
Exactly. But when you expose to more shit, it just opens your eyes. You like, okay, I could decipher for myself if I really want to be this or if I really want to be that. Yep. But when you're forced to only, okay, you can only do this. Yep. You can only do that. Yep. You're that. You can only do that. Yep. It's not going to help you. You know what I mean? Like it's going to stifle you. Like it's not going to allow you to grow.
Yep. Hey, man, that's actually one of the realest responses and replies I've ever gotten.
That's what's up.
So I got to thank you for that. We got to thank Fillmoe Mike in general.
For sure, man.
For coming, man.
Appreciate it.
You came over here, man, and had a great time with
That's
you, bro.
That's what's up.
Like,
appreciate it.
Real conversation,
I appreciate y'all reaching out, man. Real talk.
Shout out to Frisco.
Definitely.
You feel me? Shout out to Oakland. Definitely. I'm from Richmond. Shout out to Richmond.
I stayed in Richmond. Yeah. I'm from Frisco. I moved to Richmond when I was 17. Yeah. Richmond High. Yeah. I went to the High, man. Okay. For a year.
I went to the K.
For my last year in high school, niggas was like, nigga, you a freshman? Like, nigga, I'm a senior, nigga, because they had never seen me. You feel me? Most people don't travel. Most people don't move their senior year in high school. Yeah. But one thing about Richmond, two things about Richmond.
Yeah.
Richmond, y'all got some many-ass fucking accents.
Very true.
Niggas be like,
Very
close
true.
the door, shut the car. I'm finna go hop in the car.
They say we got some.
They say funnies.
Yeah.
They say you got. When I first came out here, I'm like, what are you saying? Like he was like, I was capping with a nigga, right?
Yeah.
He was like, man, he got funnies, right? I'm like, what are you saying, bruh?
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck they was saying.
They say we're the most country.
Y'all definitely the most country at all the Bay.
Yeah,
y'all got a
the
little
most
accent,
country.
man.
Yep.
I definitely peeped that. And then also, Richmond was the first city in the Bay to really show Gucci Mane love.
Yes.
Swear to God,
Yes.
they was bumping Gucci Mane before anybody in this motherfucker.
Yes.
So shout out to Richmond, man. I got a lot of love, a lot of people I fuck with in Richmond, man, because I went to high school, went to Contra Costa College in San Pablo, Richmond. So I got a lot of love out here, man.
Shout out to Gucci too, because we was all fun. We still do.
But,
you know what I'm saying? But hey, man, anytime that you want to come through,
I will.
Is your home, bro.
Oh,
like,
that's
come
what's
through,
up.
man.
Hell yeah.
Thank Fillmoe Mike again. Bring AKA Frank, man.
I'm gonna bring him. I'm gonna bring him off top.
As usual, y'all, stay tuned and eat healthy, speak healthy, live healthy. Go to work. Yeah. You know. Thanks again, brother.
For sure,
I
man.
appreciate
That's
you,
tight.
man. I appreciate that.